Hello students, so today here we are going to discuss the solutions for the chemistry part of NEET 2021. So we are starting from the section A, question number 51. So the first question, that is, the right option for the number of tetrahedral and octahedral voids in hexagonal primitive unit cell are. So we know in hexagonal primitive unit cell the number of elements that is present is equals to the 6. So the number of octahedral void will be 6 and tetrahedral will be the doubles the number of elements present, that is 12. So the correct option is option number 4, that is 12, 6. Now for the next question, for the zirconium and hafnium, they have the similar atomic and ionic radii because of what? Now we know that when you move from zirconium to hafnium, there is the addition of the 4f orbital which imparts the low screening effect to the hafnium, and thus its size doesn't increase that was supposed to be. So that is why there we can see the contraction in the size of hafnium. So that is why its call is called the lanthanide contraction. So the correct option will be the option number 3. Next we have the for reaction A to B, the enthalpy of reaction is minus 4.2 kilojoule. So this minus 4.2 kilojoule is the main thing in this question, and the enthalpy of activation is given. Now you have to tell me the correct potential graph. Now the enthalpy of reaction is minus, so what does it indicate? It indicates that the energy of the reactant will be higher than that of the product. So as you can see in the potential energy diagram, so the option number 2, so in this figure you can see the energy of the reactant, that is A, that is higher in comparison to the product, that is B. So it will be the correct answer. Now we are moving to the next question. The tritium isotope of hydrogen emits which of the following particles? So we know tritium is a beta emitter. Tritium is a beta emitter. Now RBC deficiency is a disease of vitamin B12. Next we have the molar conductance of NaCl and HCl, and sodium acetate at infinite dilution is given. So we need to calculate the molar conductance of CH3COOH, that is the acetic acid. Now we know we can use the Colruy's law for independent migration to calculate its molar conductance. So that is why we need to sum up the NaCl plus HCl, and no, actually we need to sum up the sodium acetate plus HCl, and then we have to subtract the NaCl. Then we will have the value of 390.71. So the correct option will be the option number 2. Now the correct structure for 2,6-dimethyl decphorine. So for that case we need to number, and if we number you can see the 1 2 3. So in the 2 and 6 position the methyl group will come, and at the 4th position the double bond should come. So it is only matches with the option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer. Now for the next option, that is next question, 58 number question. The maximum temperature that can be achieved in blast furnace is up to 2200 Kelvin. Now for the identify the compound that will react with Hinsberg reagent to give the solid which dissolves in alkali. Now we know this Hinsberg method is for the distinguishing of different types of amine, primary, secondary, or tertiary. Now we know for primary amine, if it reacts with the Hinsberg, so it produces something that dissolves in sodium hydroxide, that is, it dissolves in alkali. So here in the question it dissolves in alkali, so the amine that will be a primary one will be the correct answer. Now you can see the option number 3, that is a CH3, CH2 and H2. It is a primary amine, so it will be the correct option. Next question that we have, that there is the few solutions. So for all of them we have taken 10 gram of the solute, that is dissolves in 250 ml of water. So what will be their osmotic pressure? What will be their osmotic pressure? Okay, now as you can see, the osmotic pressure equals to pi equals to CRT for non-electrolyte. So R and T is the constant, so the deciding factor will be the C, that is the concentration. Okay, Now this concentration can be expressed by molarity. Now how we can express the molarity? N2 by V. Now the V is the constant, so N2 means what? Mole. Now in which case the mole will be maximum, the osmotic pressure will be maximum. Now we know mole equals to what? Mole equals to W by M. W is the amount of weight taken, that is fixed 10 gram. So M is the molecular weight. Now M will be the lower, so N2 will be the higher. Now in all of them you can see the urea has the lowest molecular weight, so it will have the highest osmotic pressure, then the glucose, then the sucrose. So the correct option will be P2 greater than P1 greater than P3. So correct option is 1, option number 1. Next we have a question that is from organic. So the major product for the 61 number question, the major product for the chemical reaction, so it will be the par acid, as you can see. So it is the par acid, C6H5CO whole 2, there is O2, so this is a par acid. Now in presence of par acid, the HBr addition will follow what? So it will follow the anti-Markovnikov rule. That is why the H will add to the carbon that consists of lower number of H. So it will add to the CH. So it will be the option number 1. That will be the correct answer. Now for the 62, we have some of the statement. Aspirin and paracetamol belongs to the class of narcotic analgesics. And the statement 2 is the morphine and heroin are non-narcotic. So they are just wrong statement, we know, na? So the statement 1 and statement 2 will be the wrong answer or false. So the correct option will be the option number 2. Next we have the correct sequence of bond enthalpy for CX. Now we know that for CX bond, as the size of the halogen atom increases, so the bond length increases. Now as the bond length increases, so the bond enthalpy decreases. So CH3F, that is the CF bond having the least bond length, will have the highest bond enthalpy, and it will decrease gradually to CCl, CBr and CI. So correct option will be option number 2. Next for BF3, we know BF3 is a planar molecule. Now all the planar molecule, so it will be a sp2 hybridization, and as well as it doesn't follow the octet rule, because the boron have only the 3 number of valence electron and it combines with the 3 fluorine, so 3 plus 3 is 6. So it is lack of the 8 number of electron to follow the octet rule. We know that it will consist then only 6 number of electrons. So the correct option will be sp2 and 6. That is option number 3. Okay. Next we have the question number 65. So this we know that Cp minus Cv equals to R. So option number 2 will be the correct answer. Next, so among the following alkaline earth metal halide, which one is covalent and soluble in organic solvent? So we know that beryllium. So beryllium will be soluble in organic solvent, and it will have some covalency. Okay, it will have some covalency. Now the next question is that, so an organic compound has 78% of carbon and the remaining percentage is hydrogen. So what will be the correct option? So these questions are coming from the class 11, right? So 78%, so you take that there is 78 gram of carbon, and the rest amount there is a 22 gram of hydrogen. So in 78 gram of carbon, how many number of carbons will be there? So 78 by 12, so it is almost 6.5. So 6.5 is to 22. So if you make the ratio, it is coming as 1:3, almost 1:3. So that is the correct option will be the CH3 will be the correct option for carbon and hydrogen. Next we have the question number 68. So the major product is formed by the dehydrohalogenation reaction of 2-bromopentane is pent-2-ene. So obviously, so if in pent-2-ene, when we're getting the 2-bromopentane, so it will follow the Sergev rule. It will follow the Sergev rule. Next, there is a question from the Grignard reagent. So as I told to all of you that this Grignard reagent is the very most important things, and in NEET there will be at least 1 to 2 questions from this Grignard reagent. Okay, so you can see now that this has come this year also. So With the acetone, if we add the C2H5 mgbr, then what will happen? Actually, I'm showing you the mechanism, then it will be little clear to you. So that will be the CO and CH3. So the C2H5 will add here, na? C2H5 will, they will add here, so it will open up. So we'll have the alcohol, like this one. There will be the alcohol formation, and it will add in that place, right? It will add in that place. So we have the long chain carbon atom, that will be this one now. So it will consist of 4 carbon atom, and if we number 1, 2, 3 and 4, then we'll have the CH2 group at the 2 and the OH at the 2 position. So the name will be the 2-methyl butane 2-ol. Okay. Now the next question, noble gases are named because of their inertness towards reactivity. Identify the incorrect statement about the. So the noble gases are sparingly soluble, right? The higher noble gases are sparingly soluble due to the polarization by the water molecule. The higher noble gases only. Now the option number 2, noble gases are very high melting and boiling point. No, it doesn't correct, because in noble gases the intermolecular force of attractions are only van der Waals force of attraction, so they are weak enough, and that is why they can never have a high melting and boiling point. So it is an incorrect statement. Now the rest two statements are also correct, because the weak dispersion force, yes, for option number 3, and for option number 4, positive value of electron enthalpy, yes, it is also true. So the incorrect statement will be option number 2. Okay. Now for the 71, the pKa of dimethylamine and pKa of acetic acid is given. So the correct option for the pH, so we can easily calculate the value of pH from the pKa and pKb. We have learned the things in ionic equilibrium, so it will be the 7.75. Next we have the Tyndall effect, that is shown by, so obviously NaCl, glucose and urea, they doesn't show Tyndall effect, but starch being a macromolecule, so it can show the Tyndall effect. Next, the acid strength. So there is a statement 1 that is given, the acid strength increases in this order. Statement 2, the size of the halogen that determines, yes. So we know that as the size of the halogen increases, the length of the Hi or the Hp or the HCl and the HF, so this bond length increases with the increase in the size of the halogen, and thus the acidity also increases, because as the bond is increasing, so it is a little easier to dissociate that particular halo acid. Okay. Now ethylene diamine is it is a hexadentate ligand, ethylene diamine tetraacetate. So there is tetra, that is the 4 number of acetate group and 2 any nitrogen group. So it will have 4 oxygen ligand and 2 nitrogen donor atoms. So the correct option will be option number 1. Next we have the choose the correct option from the graphical representation of Boyle's law. Now there is a few graphical representation given. So out of this you can see this will be the correct answer, because as we know that as the temperature increases, the pressure and the volume both tend to increases for a gas. That is why it will be the correct option number 4. Next we have 76 number question. So beryllium chloride in solid and vapor. Now we know that in solid state beryllium chloride gets polymerized, and in the vapor state it gets dimerized. So the option number 1 will be the correct answer. Now, which of the following method can be used to obtain the highly pure metal which is liquid at room temperature? So you maybe get confused with the distillation and zone refining, but as they have mentioned that which is liquid at room temperature, so the metal which is liquid at room temperature is mercury. Now we know mercury is purified with this distillation method, so the correct option will be distillation. Now the compound which show metamerism. Okay, so metamerism means, I think you all of you know that there will be a functional group, and in the two side of the functional group there will be some, or there will be the same types of the groups, alkyl groups that is present. Okay, so it is possible for only C4H10O. Okay, there is a functional group is the ether. Now for the previous ladies, we know for the previous ladies we have three types of BCC structure. Now teflon is the addition polymer, so it will be the tefnol, that is the answer. Now this is the all India radio from New Delhi is broadcasting a frequency. So what will be the wavelength? So you can calculate the wavelength. So it will be 219.3 meter. Now for this one, the metal displacement reaction. So you know that the chromium is getting displaced by aluminum. So in the option number 2, so it will be the correct answer. Now the incorrect statement among the following. So the incorrect statement will be the lanthanide that doesn't show color at 3 plus. So this is a wrong statement because lanthanide shows color. Okay. Now the dihedral angle of ethane. So ethane will be least stable at the what? At the conformation when the two hydrogen will be just on the same line, that is they will have zero dihedral angle. Okay, next the matching. So you can say the PCl5, this has the trigonal bipyramidal structure, the SF6 has the octahedral structure, the BRF5 has the square pyramidal structure, and the BF3 has the trigonal planar structure. So it follows the option number 1, so it will be the correct option number 1. Next we have this reaction. Now we are entering into the section B. So there is the acetate ion, sodium hydroxide. So there is occurring some decarboxylation. Now the decarboxylation can easily be carried out by treating any kind of carboxylate ion with sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. Okay, and heat. So there the missing reagent will be calcium oxide, will be the missing reagent. Now for the 87 number question, so the option A will be the correct answer. So the CrO2 Cl2 in SO2 that will react with this in this way. Okay. Now for the 88 number question, we have the option number 2 that will be the correct. So option number 2 will be the correct for 88 number question. For 89 number question, as you can see, so the 89 number questions will have the option number 4 that will be the correct, because the benzene COHCl, so it is a Gotterman Koch aldehyde reaction. Then the B number reaction, that is the haloform reaction, and the C number reaction, there is the esterification reaction, and the D number reaction, you know, all of you know, it is a Helmholtz-Zielinski reaction. So the option number 4 will be the correct answer, as you can see. Okay, then for the question number 90, so we have the complexes of iron cyanide and we have to match their magnetism. So you can see the FeCN6 so it is being the D5 electron configuration, so it should be a low spin complex because the cyanide is a strong field ligand. So T2G5 will be its configuration. So in T2G5, so it is a 1 electron that is unpaired, so its magnetism will be 1.73. Okay, now in B, you can see the H2 is a weak field ligand, so it will be a high spin complex, so its electronic configuration will be T2G3 so it will be a 5 electron paramagnetic, that is 5.92 will be its magnetic moment. So for A it is 4, for B it is 1, so the correct option will be 4, option number 4. Okay, now for this one, so we have the diazonium salt. In that, if we add the alcohol, then we can eliminate the diazonium salt with the hydrogen. So the correct option will be the option number 2. Okay, now the next question that we have, this one. So in this molecule, if we add sodium borohydride, then what will be the product? So the product will be like that. This will be the product for that question only. Okay, now For this one, from the following pair of ions, which one not is the isoelectronic pair? So obviously F2 plus is the D6 and Mn2 plus is the D5, so they are not isoelectronic in nature. Now for this one we need to calculate the dissociation constant of acid. So if we calculate that, it will be coming as almost 1.75. so it will be the 1.75, that is the correct answer. Next we have the 95 number question. So in that question we have the answer will be 25.18. Then for 96 number question we have the option that is 336 millimeter of Hg. For 97 it is a irreversible process, so delta H will be positive and isothermal delta U will be 0, so it will be option number 3. For which of the following is the non-polar molecule? So HbCl5, it is a TPP geometry, so it will have all the ligands as the same, so that is why it will have the same types of ligand that is arranged in a definite geometry, so it will be non-polar in nature. Then for the question number 99 we have the option number 2, that will be the correct answer. That is not strictly according to the properties indicated. Now for the 100 number question it will be 41.5, okay, and so on. So that was the solution for the chemistry part. Okay, so if you need the detailed solution, that is for each of the question, then please let me know in the comment box, so I will also bring the detailed solution of all the questions of this NEET 2021. So thank you for watching.